I remember the sound before the darkness, a fork clattering against porcelain. Then silence, a silence thick enough to drown in. I was 7 months pregnant, standing to pour water when the world tilted. The room blurred, my hands trembled, my chest tightened, and I went down. I remember my husband's voice, faint and distant, and then hers, his mother. "Don't call, son. She's pretending. She loves attention." That sentence, it cut deeper than any fall could. When I woke, fluorescent lights hummed above me. I was in a hospital room, alone. The first thing I felt was the emptiness beside my ribs. No hand, no presence. Just the slow, mechanical beep of a monitor that didn't care if I lived or died. A nurse came in, startled when she saw me awake. She hesitated before speaking. Her eyes said what her mouth couldn't. "You're awake. The baby's fine, but you lost a lot of blood." Then she mentioned something that froze me. "Your husband didn't bring you in. A neighbor found you on the driveway." My heart clenched. A neighbor, not him, not the man who vowed to protect me. That night, while pretending to sleep, I overheard two nurses whispering near the door. Something about the report, something about drugs found in her system, drugs I'd never taken. I stayed quiet. I needed to know more. Flashback. When I first met Adam, he was all warmth and wit, the kind of man who made silence feel safe. His mother, Evelyn, was less kind. She smiled too hard, hugged too briefly, watched me as if I were a stain on her perfect family. But love makes you blind, and I was very, very blind. The first shift came after the wedding. Evelyn's voice became the law of the house. She called daily, visited weekly, decided everything, even the curtains. Adam changed slowly. The laughter went first, then the touch, then the respect. By the time I was pregnant, he barely looked at me. Evelyn said I was needy, said I used the pregnancy to manipulate him. He believed her. The night before the dinner, I'd found messages on his phone. Evelyn telling him, "We'll fix this. She won't ruin you, not after everything I've done." Attached was a photo, a bottle of pills with my name forged on the label. A sedative. I didn't confront him. I smiled, kissed him goodnight, and let him believe I was still naive. That's when the shift happened inside me, from victim to strategist. When I regained consciousness in that hospital room, I didn't cry. I planned. First, I requested my toxicology report, quietly, through a friend who worked at the lab. The drugs were real. The dosage was enough to cause fainting, possibly a miscarriage. Then came the shock. The prescription had been filled 2 days before the dinner, using my ID. Someone had stolen it. And on the pharmacy's CCTV footage, standing at the counter, was Evelyn. The pharmacist recognized her immediately. "Always so polite," he said it was urgent for her daughter-in-law. I didn't go to the police. Not yet. Because legal justice doesn't satisfy the soul. I wanted her reputation, her power, her family. I started with Adam. When he came to visit, a day late, I acted fragile, forgiving. Told him I believed what his mother said, that maybe I'd overreacted. He smiled, relieved. That was all I needed, the illusion of trust. I asked him to bring me my laptop. Told him I wanted to update my will for our baby's future. He didn't even glance at the screen when I typed. But I recorded everything. His laughter, his casual confession when he said, "Mom said the dose was harmless, just a scare. You scared easily." Those words were gold. I emailed the recording to myself, backed it up thrice, and sent an anonymous copy to his firm's HR, where he worked as a financial advisor under a strict ethics code. Then came Evelyn. I invited her to the hospital once I was discharged, told her I wanted to move on. She arrived in pearls, perfume thick as arrogance. She smiled when she saw me, the kind of smile you give someone you think you've already buried. I played her own game, offered tea, calmly slid a brown envelope across the table. Inside, the lab report, the prescription slip, the CCTV still, the audio transcript. Her hand trembled. Her voice cracked for the first time in her life. "You don't know what you're doing." I did. I knew exactly what I was doing. Within a week, the HR department suspended Adam for ethical violations. Within 2, Evelyn's charity fund was under investigation, the same account she used to launder money for her donations. I didn't expose them publicly. I didn't need to. They imploded on their own. I moved out quietly, taking only what was mine, my child's sonogram and the satisfaction of silence. Now, months later, I sit in the same hospital room, holding my baby's hand, watching the same flickering light above me. I'm no longer the woman who fainted.